Stam Garden Center, your one-stop shop for spring. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the thousands listening locally and the millions listening around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to Shetland!
Hey, we are sliding on into a Friday morning. The morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media, brought to us by Stam Greenhouse, Stam Garden Center in Oskaloosa, where you can experience the color. They are open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., closed on Sundays. I tell you what, this would be a great weekend to do some shopping at Stam Greenhouse and get yourself ready for spring. If you're not ready yet, warm weather in store for us this weekend. Be a good day to get outside today, tomorrow, and Sunday, and maybe get into the garden a little bit. Maybe a little bit early. I don't know. I don't really know about garden type things, but I know you should do some shopping at Stam Greenhouse. Again, open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6. Of course, we're broadcasting live from the Oski Dental Studios. And you can find Oski Dental in Oskaloosa, Iowa. That's why it's called Oski Dental. Call Dr. Dan or Dr. Drawn at 641-673-4845 to set up an appointment. That's Oski Dental Studios. We're broadcasting live here on Steve Shetler Media, the morning wake up. And let's take a look at our forecast. As we mentioned, it's going to be a warm weekend. Our forecast brought to us by the Garden Gate at 105 South Jefferson in Sigourney, 641-622-3191. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturdays, 9 to noon. Sunshine today and breezy northwest winds, gusts up to 30 miles per hour. And a high today around 64. Tonight, clear skies and northwest winds becoming southwest winds overnight, and a low of 38. Still breezy tomorrow, but warm winds being blown in, or warm temps, I should say, being blown in tomorrow. Sunshine, breezy, and 79 degrees. Into tomorrow night, partly cloudy, a low of 57, breezy south winds, and sunshine and 82 on Sunday. So yes, we will see the 80s on Sunday. Your current conditions here in southeast Iowa, we do have humidity at 76%. Winds are northwest at 15 miles per hour. The barometer at 29.95 and 42 degrees here in southeast Iowa. Your weather brought to us by the Garden Gate in Sigourney, where again, you can always stop in for fresh floral arrangements, jewelry, home decor, sympathy gifts, something for everyone at the Garden Gate. Well, earlier this morning, 6 a.m. every weekday, we always put up a This or That. It's brought to us by Stacy Flynn at the Legacy Insurance Group and Welcome Realty in Sigourney. And your This or That for today is, how do you prefer to shop, online or in store? I'm more of an in-store person. I like to see and feel and look at what I'm buying before I buy it. But, you know, if I need to do some online shopping, I usually just send a link to my wife. She's the expert online shopper So I don't really do it myself. I just send the link on, and she gets it for me. So that's the way I do it. This or that online shopping or in-store shopping are this or that for this morning. Just to scroll down a little bit to 6 a.m. on your timeline and comment whether you want to this or that. What else we got going on? Of course, our For the Fun of It tournament is going on. It continues. We're still in the first round with the 90s Country Female Superstar Tournament, sponsored by Sarah's Quickie Delivery, the food delivery service in the Oskaloosa and surrounding area. You can always call 641-638-0756 for Sarah's Quickie Delivery. Our current matchup has Trisha Yearwood going against Leanne Rhymes. Some vintage 90s pictures there for the ladies. Trisha, I tell you what, 90s ladies had the hair going on. We saw Reba's hair the other day. Huge hair from Reba. Trisha wasn't too far behind. Trisha Yearwood with the big hair in that early album of hers. Trisha Yearwood, give her the thumbs up in the reactions if you want to vote for her. Or Leanne Rhymes. There you see her debut single cover art for Blue. Leanne Rhymes against Trisha Yearwood. Last I looked, Trisha Yearwood was ahead, so we'll see if that continues until 6 p.m. That's when the voting cuts off tonight at 6 p.m. for that matchup. Here's a look at the current brackets. You've got 4 that have moved on so far with Shania, Faith, Reba, and Martina. And then we've got the Trisha Yearwood, Leanne Rhymes matchup. Next week, we'll be getting to Winona, Leanne Womack, Patty Loveless, Susie Boggess, and Jody Messina, Pam Tillis. So those will be some interesting matchups, and then we'll get into the second round. So For the Fun of It tournament, brought to us by Sarah's Quickie Delivery in Oskaloosa. Let's see here. Coming up today here on Steve Shetler Media, we're going to be going on up to Barnwired in Sigourney for the Iowa Music Showcase. And we'll be broadcasting live from Barnwired. You can stop in person, be part of the live studio audience at Barnwired. Always a fun time. We always get a nice crowd for our Iowa Music Showcase. Get some coffee, get something to drink, do some shopping at Barnwired in Sigourney. And just sit back and watch, and applaud if you like the music. Today we're having Joshua Sinclair. Joshua coming to us from the Des Moines area. I don't know if he's from any of the other surrounding towns. He's from up around Des Moines. Joshua Sinclair will be coming down to Sigourney today and hanging out from 11:30 to noon. You can catch it live in person, or, of course, you can always watch the live video here on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So check out Joshua Sinclair with the Iowa Music Showcase today live at Barnwired. And then tomorrow morning, we go to the west side of the square for the sports section. The Coaches Show, the high school sports show, live from Brothers Market in Sigourney, as Jenny Hobbs will be our host. You can tune in tomorrow and every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Now, Jenny Hobbs is our spring host. Coming up this summer, our summer host will be Mitch Eslick. And then once we get back into the fall, we'll have Alan and Bruce back in the fold as our co-hosts. So it's kind of fun to have a rotating host like that and to get different, just a different style of hosts for the sports section. So, tune in Saturday, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. to the sports section from Brothers Market. Trying to think what else we got going on today here on Steve Shetler Media. We did this, we did that. Let's look at some community calendar events as some stuff coming up in the area for this weekend. I know we got there's so many things to get through here on the community calendar. This is going on in Keota. The Keota Citywide Cleanup Days is this weekend, today and tomorrow. So take advantage of that if you're in the Keota area for Keota Cleanup Days. Also going on at the Sigourney Golf and Country Club. They're having their season opening UTV ride poker run through Keokuk County. So if you see a lot of golf carts, UTVs, ATVs, whatever you want to call them, going through Keokuk County tomorrow. That's why. Registration's at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Ride begins at 10, and then you get back to the country club around 5, and then a free meal to follow. That's $40 per UTV. So that should be a lot of fun. It should be great weather. I mean, 70s tomorrow. So that's when this event is. So yeah, check that out if you like to do that. And then also on our community calendar, we'll throw up some info from the library. They've always got their monthly book chat, which is the third Saturday of every month. Now, this month, it'll be next weekend on April 20th for the monthly book chat at the Sigourney Public Library. So put that on your calendars. All right, I think that gets us caught up to speed here on Steve Shuttler Media. Let's go ahead and do some birthdays. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Wow. This first one surprises me. You know, we always start with our old fart of the day. And today is Herbie Hancock. Now, if you're my age, and I'm 51, if you're my age, you remember Herbie Hancock with the song called Rocket back in the 1980s. Bum, 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 bum. You remember that song? Have I jogged your memory, or have I just wasted a few of your seconds? Herbie Hancock is 84 years old today. That can't be right. Herbie Hancock is 84. That means he would have been, I guess. Herbie. Go check. If you've never seen the video for Rocket, and Rocket is spelled with an I, Rock-I-T, Rocket, by Herbie Hancock. Check out that weird video. It's got like mannequins, legs, and it's weird. But man, what a catchy song. And no words, no lyrics. It's just music. Well, so that's a rare hit for somebody back in the 80s with no words for a song. So yeah, I just can't believe Herbie Hancock's 84 years old. That's weird to me. Let's see here. The singer-songwriter for Steppenwolf, John Kay, is 80. So you got that. Ed O'Neill from Married with Children, Modern Family. Ed O'Neill, Al from Married with Children, is 78 years old today. Happy birthday to Ed O'Neill. David Letterman, talk show host, comedian from The Late Show. David Letterman, for some reason, I got to show you some of my information on this side of my paper printed off weird, and it cut off some of my information. So I don't know exactly how old David Letterman is. He's 70-something. Looks like maybe 77 is what I'm guessing. So David Letterman, 77. Actor Andy Garcia, I have no idea. His age got totally cut off. Actor Andy Garcia, looks like he'd be at least in his 60s, maybe reaching the 70-year-old mark. Country singer, guitarist Vince Gill. That beautiful, pure voice of Vince is 67 years old. Happy birthday to Vince. Got actress Shannon Doherty from Beverly Hills 90210. Charmed, other acting, 53 years old. I know she's been battling cancer too, so best wishes for Shannon Doherty. We've got actress Claire Danes, turning 45 years old from My So-Called Life and Homeland. Country singer Easton Corbin has a birthday today, and also country singer Jesse James Decker is 36. Those are your birthdays for today. By the way, didn't get to our good mornings yet. Good morning to you, Jackie, Nancy, Dan, Tamra, Dodie, Renee, Cindy, Tracy, Molly. Andy Garcia is 68. Thank you for looking that up today. Appreciate that. Appreciate your help. On this date in history, which today is April 12th, on this date, 1877, a catcher's mask was used in a baseball game for the very first time. Can you imagine being the catcher in a baseball game with no mask on to protect your face? Can you imagine taking a foul ball to the face? Yowza. That would hurt. It was on this date in 1894, a 3-day snowstorm dumped 30 inches of snow on Pennsylvania and New York. And then also on this date in 1892, a patent was issued for the very first portable typewriter. So, that happened in 1892. Today, on the National Day calendar, is National Only Child Day. It's also National 412's Day. I have no idea what that means. It's National Colorado Day. It's National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day. I like a good grilled cheese sandwich occasionally. It's National Licorice Day. And it's National Big Wind Day. We're getting big winds here in Southeast Iowa. It seems like we always get winds here in Southeast Iowa. Is it always windy anymore? Is it just the older I get, the more windy it is? I mean, yeah. You know what I mean. National Licorice Day today, by the way. Do you guys like licorice? Do you like the black licorice? I know black licorice divides people. Some people think it's the most disgusting thing ever. Hey, before we get any further into our morning wake-up here on Steve Shetler Media, let's hear once again from our sponsor, Stam Greenhouse in Oskaloosa.
Stam Garden Center, your one-stop shop for spring. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
Steve Shetler Media presents Tuesday Night Tune-Up, TNT. Coming to you from Smoky Row in Oskaloosa, Iowa. On Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m., April 16th through August 13th. Hosted by Safe Grafke. Talking to local and area drivers. Get tuned up for the racing week ahead with Tuesday Night Tune-Up, TNT. Starting April 16th, live from Smoky Row in Oskaloosa, right here on Steve Shetler Media. Hey, we are back with the morning wake-up here on Steve Shetler Media, brought to us by Stam Greenhouse, live from the Oski Dental Studios. A little toothy on the banner back there from Oski Dental. Let's do some things you need to know. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. So that's the thing. My wife loves that sound that I make in the mornings. My home studios here at Steve Shetler Media. My wife is getting up, and Adam this morning, and every morning at about this time, and she loves to, it just kind of reverberates throughout the house, and she loves that noise. Things you need to know. O.J. Simpson, sad news for O.J., controversial actor, football star, murder trial subject. O.J., if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. O.J. Simpson dying at the age of 76 years old of cancer. Now, the weird thing is, ironically, don't you think? On the day that O.J. died, thousands of Ford Broncos, which of course were made famous during the O.J. Simpson trial back in 94, thousands of Ford Broncos were recalled due to possible cracked fuel injectors that could cause a fire. So, O.J. made his famous trip in his Ford Bronco way back when. Those are recalled on the day he died. In other things you need to know, Panera Bread, if you like to eat at Panera Bread, they have done a huge menu shakeup. They have removed 48 items in what they call the biggest menu transformation in the company's history. So, Panera Bread, things might be different the next time you go to order from there. Other things you need to know, the University of Iowa is retiring Caitlin Clark's number 22 jersey. So another honor for Caitlin Clark. Now, we talked about this here recently, but cocoa prices are not only just going up, but the experts are saying that prices are soaring on cocoa. So chocolate items probably going to have prices going way up. So be on the lookout for big cocoa price changes. ESPN, they have extended their multi-platform media rights production partnership with Peyton and Eli Manning's Omaha Productions. Omaha. Which includes the network's Monday Night Football with Peyton and Eli simulcast. So, ESPN and the Mannings doing big business. Also, speaking of big business, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have announced 2 new Netflix series, including a cooking show with the Duchess, because that's what we need in our lives. Do people actually watch that stuff? I guess so. Tennessee, the Tennessee Senate has passed a bill that would allow teachers to pack, as in carrying a gun. I don't see anything. In my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with teachers carrying a gun. With the amount of school shootings, somebody's got to protect the kids. So, if teachers want to do that and are able to do that, then so be it. Hey, we got Oski Dental tuning in. The Oski Dental Studios sponsor. Other things you need to know: Krispy Kreme has rolled out 3 new donuts, all inspired and containing pieces of Kit Kat bars. Give me a break. The Kit Kat Crunch Donut, the Kit Kat Cookie Dream Donut, and the Kit Kat Salted Caramel Brownie Donut. So if you like the Krispy Kremes, you can look for those. How about Meta, that owns Facebook and Instagram and lots more? Meta says that they are going to start blurring images on Instagram that may contain nudity to protect their younger subscribers. So that's a good thing. What's not a good thing is our next story. Members of a women's country line dance team were reportedly kicked out of a Seattle dance convention after organizers claimed their American flag-themed shirts made some attendees feel triggered and unsafe. The American flag shirts made people feel triggered and unsafe. Excuse me. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. If you don't like the American flag being worn on a shirt, then maybe you are the problem. The White House has announced that an astronaut from Japan will join the next American team to land on the moon. The first non-American to set foot on the moon. Why would... This is just me being the homer for the USA, but why would the U.S. take somebody from Japan to the moon with them? I don't know. Let Japan do it on their own. Let them figure it out. Speaking of Japan, they've given the United States 250 cherry trees to replace the sick and dying ones in our country's capital. I'm saying right now, those cherry trees from Japan are being sent to spy on us. Somehow, some way. Spy trees. Here's another story that'll make your blood boil. A civil rights group is demanding that while they're rebuilding the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, they should consider renaming it. They say it honors a man who enslaved African Americans and wrote lyrics that scholars have found demean black people. Insert eye roll here. Well, those are things you need to know. Let's do today's impossible question. Today's impossible question. 9 out of 10 kids used to do this. Again, 9 out of 10 kids used to do this. Now it's down to 1 in 3 kids do this. What do you think? Used to be 9 out of 10. Now it's 1 out of 3. It is jump rope. So nobody's jumping rope anymore. At least not nearly what they used to. So kids, grab a rope, learn how to jump rope. It's a good thing. Let's see here. Got to save that for later. let's do something weird.
That is weird.
In some weird, by the way, good morning to you, Bubby. Glad you are tuned in this morning. In some weird news, workers are trying to shore up a rural Utah dam after a 60-foot crack sent water pouring into a street and endangering the 1,800 residents of a downstream town. State and local leaders don't think the dam is in imminent danger of breaking open, but have told residents to be prepared to evacuate if conditions get worse. In some I've got a picture to go along with this next story. We're gonna post this story later on today on Steve Shetler Media Facebook for our weird news story of the day. A French woman may have been hunting for ghosts before her body was found drained of blood on the floor of an abandoned church in northwest Italy. You're seeing a picture from that scene. The 22-year-old woman, who has not been publicly identified, left her home telling family that she planned to search for a haunted house. Police believe she may have been taking part in a TikTok competition centered around ghost hunting, and they're considering whether she agreed to be killed, which would be weird. They say that the woman was seen with a male before this happened, and that they were both dressed like quote-unquote goths, dressed all in dark and with pale skin. And then she was found later on dead, drained of her blood in this abandoned church. So that is not only weird, but kind of creepy and scary. So, yeah. Life lesson, kids. Don't do that. It's bad. It's bad for you to drain all your blood. Costco turning into a serious gold merchant. There's gold in them there Costcos. A Wells Fargo analyst estimates the chain Costco is pulling in $100 to $200 million per month in sales of 1 ounce gold bars. So when you're, at Costco getting your huge things of toilet paper and your gigantic things of pop and cereal and whatever else you want to stock up on, yeah, grab some gold bars too. People are evidently doing that in quite the big uptick there on gold. Let's go to some goat news. Let's see here. The other day when the eclipse was going on, people in Kansas City were watching a goat instead. As a Monday mountain goat rescue in Kansas City, Missouri going on. Excuse me, I got coughs this morning. A little tickle in my throat. As an escaped mountain goat that appeared to be stuck on bridge support pillars, how did it get there? I don't know. Was rescued without broken bones, but it was almost killed in what the Kansas City Star called an ill-advised rescue attempt by a bystander who used to work as an animal control officer. Now, the bystander managed to get a rope around the goat's neck in an attempt to guide it to safety, but the animal was left hanging by its neck when it tried to jump to another bridge support. So there it was. It jumped, and it didn't make it, and then it was hanging itself. It did live. Good news is it did live, and it was saved, and it did survive. So kind of a crazy situation there in Kansas City. One thing that did not survive is a 21-year-old skier in Colorado wearing a helmet and other protective gear, but wasn't enough to save him when his attempt to jump a highway failed. Investigators found that the man was, quote, attempting to perform a high-risk skiing stunt by trying to clear the width of Highway 40, and unfortunately lacked the necessary speed and distance, and subsequently landed on the highway pavement. So, yeah. Don't try to jump highways. You might die. Finally, in some weird news today, this is weird if you're an NFL fan. The Green Bay Packers are going to be playing the Philadelphia Eagles when the NFL holds its first regular season game in Brazil. coming up this fall. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said back in February that the Eagles would be the home team for the game. Now, the thing is, the game is going to be played at Corinthians Arena, the home of the Brazilian soccer team, Corinthians. The venue was used as the 2014 World Cup and 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympics. Corinthians, though, have an informal ban on the color green. And both the Eagles and the Packers wear green. What's going to happen? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. So that is your weird news for today. Let's go to the files of law and disorder. In some disorder in the UK, a bird's impression of a police siren was so accurate it left officers believing their cars were faulty. The Thames Valley Police roads policing team based at a police station, again, this is in the UK, were left a little bit confused by a two-tone impression by a bird. Posting on social media, a team spokesperson promised it was 100% real and not a late April Fool's joke. Followers on X, Twitter, replied asking if the bird was part of a special branch or the flying squad. But, you know, having a parrot in our house, an African gray parrot, I can totally understand how a bird's noises sounded just like a car or a police car. Because our bird makes noises that sound just like the microwave or the oven when you press the oven buttons, or it talks, it whistles, it does laser noises. So I can see how that happens. Let's go ahead and do something to make you smile here on Steve Shetler Media.
Something that makes you smile.
Something to make you smile, brought to us by Dr. Stacy Freeze at Lifetime Dental Solutions. And that's right here in Sigourney, also location in Oskaloosa for Lifetime Dental Solutions. April is Oral Health Month. And did you know poor oral health linked to heart disease, arthritis, and cancer? For more information or to make an appointment today with Dr. Stacy Freeze, call 641-622-2669. Dr. Stacy Freeze bringing us something to make you smile here on Steve Shetler Media, the Morning Wake Up. And this is kind of a feel-good story. In a search area covering more than 100,000 square miles in the remote Pacific, the 31-acre atoll was a needle in a haystack. Still, authorities discovered the three men stranded for days on the uninhabited island thanks to their ingenuity, spelled out in palm fronds, is what you call like palm branches. The men in their 40s had set out for the remote island in Micronesia on March 31st, intending to fish near the island of Pikelot, but swells damaged the outboard motor on their 20-foot open skiff. Now, they landed on Pikelot, but found their radio had run out of battery. They spent a week eating coconuts and drinking water from a small well before they were discovered. Officials were able to drop a radio and survival packages and confirm the men were in good health. But again, they used some palm branches, palm leaves, to spell out that they needed help. So yeah, they were very smart, and they got saved with their ingenuity. So that is something to make you smile here on Steve Shetler Media, brought to you by Dr. Stacy Freeze. And then let's wrap this up today with a moment of
Duh.
In some duh today, let's take a look at this picture. Now, I'm not saying duh to Donald Trump, but his lawyers definitely get the duh, as Trump's lawyers have been trolled by a random man in Brooklyn after they subpoenaed him by mistake. You can see the guy in the corner for the former president's hush money trial. In a filing from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office on Tuesday, prosecutors revealed that Mr. Trump's attorney, Todd Blanche, had tried to subpoena former district attorney supervising rackets investigator Jeremy Rosenberg in March. to seek files related to the Republican presidential candidate's former lawyer, Michael Cohen. However, it transpired that Mr. Blanche made an embarrassing mistake, sending the subpoena to a man from Brooklyn, also called Jeremy Rosenberg. Now, while the man shares the same name as the former DA's office investigator, he has zero connection to the criminal case against the former president. So, of course, everybody's looking for a reason to get on Donald Trump's case, and his lawyers just made that one a little bit too easy. That is your moment of duh here on Steve Shetler Media. Duh. In the morning wake up, brought to us by Stam Garden Center in Oskaloosa, Stam Greenhouse. You can stop into Stam Greenhouse and experience the color. They are open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6, and closed on Sundays. Of course, we broadcast live from the Oski Dental Studios. Call 641-673-4845 to make an appointment. One last look at our forecast, which is always brought to us by the Garden Gate. Sunshine today. It's on the breezy side today for sure, and a high of 64. Will be into the 80s by Sunday. All right, coming up later on today here on Steve Shetler Media, we'll, of course, be heading up to Barnwired in Sigourney for the Iowa Music Showcase. Joshua Sinclair will be joining us from 11:30 to noon. Stop in and be part of the live audience, in-person audience, or just watch it right here on Steve Shetler Media. We'll also be getting to In Remembrance Of, coming up just shortly at 8 a.m. During the 5 o'clock hour later on, we'll have Successful Farming. We'll be checking in with Tassel Ridge Winery, and tomorrow morning, Brothers Market for the sports section. So lots to get to today and this weekend here on Steve Shetler Media. All right, until then, we'll be back here tomorrow. Actually, we'll be back here on Monday at 7 a.m. for our next morning wake up, so tune in then. Otherwise, have a great weekend. We'll see you later.